Yo gang, X-Team Featurette, I'm Chris. I have some pickups to show you. So first up, American Graffiti on VHS tape. I got this at a thing called Bad Movie Bingo. I won this prize, like a door prize thing. What was the movie we saw? We saw Chopping Mall, was the most recent one that they played. And I won this, never saw this actually. I didn't realize that George Lucas wrote and directed it, which makes sense as to why I've never seen it, because I don't really care about George Lucas. Next up, from the most recent Dollar Tree sale, which was a bust for me, I went to like 5 different stores and they had basically nothing but some solar panel lights, so that sucked. But I posted this on Instagram. They had Freakonomics, which I've seen before and I enjoyed it. I prefer the books, but the movie's interesting too. I mean, it's like cool to introduce people to, I guess. And I didn't have it, so for $1, yeah. I'm an economist, and like whenever these things were like really popular was whenever I was like going to school for economics, so I bought way into it all day long. The 10, my boy Paul Rudd's in this, all those dudes from the state are in this, and I barely remember this. I know I enjoyed it, but it's been a while, so give it another watch. And Bad Milo, another like movie with the guys from the state. Ken Marino stars in this. If you don't know anything about Bad Milo, I suggest it. It has the X-Team Featurette seal of approval because it, you know, no spoilers, but the plot premise is that his ass is possessed by a demon, and he has a demon in his ass. It comes out of his ass and eats people. So Bad Milo. Look how cute he is, little ass demon. Next up, I went on an eBay shopping spree, which a shopping spree for me is like 2 items because I am extremely frugal. But however, I was recommended a couple things and I picked them up. So I picked up LA Confidential, which was recommended to me from my Instagram buddy Lee. And yeah, it sounds intriguing, so I have not yet seen it, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. He recommended this to me like a year ago or something, and I finally like found it for like a really reasonable price. I think it was like $2 or something, so I was like, on Blu-ray I will pick that up for $2. And then another suggestion from Instagram, there's this dude that I follow called Silver Screen Sucka, and he has a ridiculous movie collection. He posted that Open Range is his, like, could be his favorite movie of all time. Kevin Costner, Annette Bening, and I was like, that's good enough reason for me to buy it, so I found it really cheap on eBay, snagged it up. I watched Jackie Brown for the first time recently and thought that that movie had an amazing soundtrack, so I picked up the soundtrack, and this is sealed for now, but I am going to be cracking into it. Got this for like $2, and it was well worth it. Then I finally picked up Tenebrae. This is one of my favorite Argento movies, the Arrow video release. It's Region B. I have a really weird story about the first time that I watched this. I had just gotten Roku, and I had all these weird pirated like Roku channels, and there was this one that was, they would just play like horror and exploitation movies on repeat like over and over again. They played really weird stuff, but they wouldn't show like the name of the movie or the credits because there was like no identifying factors as to what you're watching, so I had to like pay attention to the character names and then like Google all these strings of character names to figure out what I was watching. So it took me a while to figure out what this was. And the first time that I watched it, I wasn't even planning it. I just like turned the TV on in the background, and it was like the movie had sucked me in so much that I just ended up watching it like twice in a row. The first time I watched it, I thought that I had missed like the very beginning, so I wanted to like go ahead and watch it again because I thought that I was like missing like some major like plot point, but really the only thing I missed was like the opening sequence where like somebody's walking down the street or something, and I was like, okay. So I just watched this movie twice in a row because it was just that good that I just sat here and watched it twice in sequence. So that was my first introduction to Argento, or actually any sort of giallo movie, so that was pretty cool. Then Louis Switcher and I just picked up Angel Town, found it at a thrift store. I did a review video on this, and you'll be hearing more about that later. Got it for like $10. It was like super cheap, so I was like, yeah, I've been wanting this because it sounded amazing. It had an awesome synopsis. And then also at Ides Entertainment, we picked up Bad Moon, a Scream Factory release. I'd never seen it before. We just watched it. I really enjoyed it. And then I just got a package from Mill Creek in the mail. I don't request like everything that they release because I'm not gonna watch like everything, but the things that I'm interested in, I do request, and they sent me for review Sharkbait, 6 killer shark films. I requested this because I'm gonna watch these with my girl Maddie. She is a shark aficionado, so look for a review on this. Double whammy, we're gonna tag team this together. So we have Ghost Shark, Mississippi River Sharks, Ozark Sharks, Santa Jaws, which she was very excited about, Swamp Shark, Zombie Shark, and an extra bite, Alligator Alley. So, and then Mill Creek is doing this new thing. I didn't really read about it, but they are doing this new thing called Movie Spree. They're gonna be adding like digital, I guess you can do like a digital library, and this comes with a digital code for each of these movies, I believe. So that's pretty freaking awesome. And so yeah, 7 movies, DVD and digital. And then I also picked up Savage Beach. We have on Blu-ray, and Picasso Trigger, a couple Andy Sedaris flicks. You guys know that I love my my smut. I have a weird story as to how I first heard about Andy Sedaris. I was temping somewhere while I was still in undergrad, and there was this coworker there who's also a temp, and he, like, I had been working there like a couple days, barely talked to the dude. He was like a little bit older than me. I was in my early 20s and I looked really young for my age. I was working with this dude and he's like probably in his mid-20s, and he's like, we were talking about like Arrested Development and stuff, and then he jumps to, have you ever heard of Hard Ticket to Hawaii? And I'm like, no. I watched stuff like I watched like Ginger Dead Man and stuff like that, but I never told this dude that. And he's like, you should watch Hard Ticket to Hawaii, blah, blah, blah. I don't know where I found it either. Like, if it was whenever Netflix was doing their, like, in the mail disc service. I don't even know if it was on there. I think it was. But I somehow watched Hard Ticket to Hawaii. I was like, this is awesome, but also, why is my male coworker telling me to watch a movie with, like, big titty bimbos? It was, you know, pretty awesome. Kudos to him for pegging me correctly, but also, you know, a bit of an HR concern. That's neither here nor there. I think like years later I wrote him on Facebook and was like, remember the time you suggested a Hard Ticket to Hawaii for me? And I was like, what the fuck, dude? But thank you. So thank you, Nick, for suggesting Andy Sedaris to me well over a decade ago. I'm still continuing to enjoy his films. I have the Mill Creek DVD collection, and so I'm going to see how these compare on Blu-ray. Got the digital codes for these also. I'm going to figure out more about this Mill Creek digital thing and let you guys know what I think of it. Have some more reviews coming up, but let me know what you thought of my pickups. Let me know if you like any of these movies in particular, or if you hate one. I will disagree with you, but that's okay, right? This is the internet. Thanks for watching!